Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of July 13th. This week, we are going to jump right in here. You have this New Start is Coming card and this Believe in the Impossible card. Yeah, it's like, I definitely feel it's an amazing time for Aquarius to believe in the impossible. And to try, like, if I were an Aquarius, that's what I would be doing. I would be trying to accomplish something impossible. I'm not an Aquarius, and I am. So I think everybody should do it, but definitely Aquarius. So, again, like this could be like living the impossible dream, or, it could say that there's something hard that you want to do in your life. And now is definitely the time to go for it because if you do, you might get very close. And, that would greatly improve your life or your situation at this time. And, that's what I would be looking to do here, Aquarius. So I think you should go for it. You have the Page of Swords, the Three of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups. The Page of Swords is curiosity. He's looking over to this card, and, it's like, I really feel like there is a rare opportunity in front of you, is what I feel like saying after just looking at everything here. And it could be anything. You basically have everything showing up in this reading: love, money, spirituality, pretty much everything. So I feel like there is like a rare opportunity. This is something you know about, like right now. It's like you see it. You have the star. The star is your card, Aquarius. But, the star is about having North Star. It's like seeing something that is special. So if you're wondering if something that you have your eye on is special, the answer is yes, it is very special. And I would just put in the work to make it happen, even if it feels impossible. Clearly, this is like a once-in-a-lifetime, kind of opportunity that I feel for you here. You have the Three of Pentacles. I feel like there's much more wind in your sails than you think here, Aquarius, is really what's popping into my head. It's like you might think that something is going to be a lot harder to get than it actually is, but it's like sometimes I think we just don't really see what's going on behind the scenes, meaning spiritually, right? Maybe spirit wants us to have something or wants us to move towards something. And so we maybe don't know that if the universe wants us to do something or is encouraging us to do something, that if there's a lot of support on our side, that we will accomplish it. And that's kind of the feeling I get here, where like I don't think these are real people. I think these are like guides or your ancestors, the universe, it's like all that, right, is popping into my head. So I feel that this is like more spiritual is what's popping into my head, not so much physical. You could be you're clearly working on something that could be physical here with the Three Pentacles, but it's like, spirit has your back is what I'm getting here. And it's like wind in your sails. It's like spirit is trying to push you towards something that is going to probably make you very happy. The whole point of the Three of Pentacles is that he built something of quality. He built something that was worth it in his life. And, I think that's going to be a big theme for a lot of people over the next many years, is that people are really going to be focused on, quality experiences and creating more quality. The reason is because we had Uranus and Taurus, and Uranus is now in Gemini for 2 days. And, I'm going to publish on this on the 10th, so 3 days. And what I would say is that, after a planet leaves a sign, that's when we implement the lesson. Uranus and Taurus has a very strong focus on freedom and quality. And so I think a lot of people are going to be more focused on maybe more quality experiences in their lives, and, so that their lives can be more quality, right? And so that's probably what you're doing here. You have the Three of Cups. I do think that Aquariuses for a while have been dealing with people, just like trying to figure out like who really matters, what type of person you really, or people's, you really want in your life, right? Like what people are really going to lift you up and, support you and make you happy, and, all those other good things and that you could be focusing on. So I definitely get that feeling off the Three of Cups, but, all in all, I feel pretty good about the Three of Cups. I feel there could be like a lot of happiness and joy and peace coming in for you with this card. Also, clearly a harvest. But what's popping into my head here is we have the Death card to the Nine of Pentacles, is that like a minor change is going to lead to a massive harvest, literally. I'm not saying this is going to be easy or anything like that, but what's popping into my head is there's a story from the book Made to Stick, I think, by Chip Heath. I'm pretty sure it's Made to Stick, but it might be another book that I'm thinking of, so bear with me. If someone knows, leave it in the comments. But there's a story of a lady. She was selling jewelry, like amethyst jewelry, And what happened is that it wasn't selling. So she told a person that was working at her store to like lower the price by, a certain amount, but the person heard like increase the price. And so the person increased the price by a crazy amount, and the jewelry sold out in like no time flat, right? It's like, that's what I'm getting here. It's like sometimes I think we need to do something like lower the price, but actually increasing the price is the answer. I feel like there's like some sort of little change or tweak that you can make to something, and it would really make all the difference in the world. So for those of you that have a business or a career, but whether this might not be PC to say or whatever, but we are also always selling ourselves, right? Not like on a street corner, but we are always selling people on the idea that they should be our friends, right? We are selling people on the idea that they should fall in love with us, right? And things like that. So, this could also be how you present yourself. And, obviously, I would take a look at it because it's popping into my head as important here, Aquarius, right? So, let's see. With the Page of Swords, yes, you have the Death card. Looking at changes. Again, there's something about a rare opportunity. Here's the other thing. Is that this right here, this white rose on his banner, is meant to represent the light at the end of the tunnel. It's like there's like a exit point here or something coming in for you. It's almost like I don't want to say a detour or a shortcut, but almost. It's almost like you're getting something like that in life, where it's like a wormhole. You're going through a worm's hole, and you're going quickly in a direction. I don't know. This is going weird places. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles says, do not call attention to your weaknesses. Again, I think you're thinking of all the reasons something won't work, Aquarius, instead of the reasons it will. Like I said, with that Three of Pentacles, it's like there's a lot more steam behind you than you realize, is the point I'm trying to make with that card. That's really what I feel. It's like there's a lot more. I'm not saying something is going to be easy, but, definitely I think there's a lot more support than you realize. There's a lot more working in your favor here. Again, there will always be obstacles. Things will always come up, but, I think you need to get started on something. With the Three of Cups, you have the Sun. Ultimate happiness, joy, best card in the deck, makes the whole entire reading more positive. It definitely seems to be a very positive week. It's kind of weird because we have Uranus and Gemini, obviously, Aquarius, and I think that we are really going to notice the splitting of the worlds with Uranus and Gemini. It's like I think that it's like there will be things that piss us off, but also I think there will be good things happening, like a very weird contradictory energy that people will be feeling during this time. And it's just like, I don't know, we just have to choose what world we want to live in. And so obviously I would focus on the positive here with the Sun card, right? Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Pig Spirit says use your mind wisely. You have this Dog Spirit says be loyal to what you love. This is the only thing we should be doing right now, is we should all be like dogs right now. We should be loyal to what we love no matter what. If something fills our heart up with joy and peace, and as long as it's good for us, then that's what we should be focusing on with the energy the way that it is. I've been saying that we're in a heart-based time for a very long time, and that's what we need to focus on. With the use your mind wisely, I mean, you're an Aquarius. Aquariuses are geniuses, so I would be using your Aquarius genius right now, especially innovative ideas as well. The other thing I would be doing is you have the Ten of Wands. I would become a simplifier for sure with the Ten of Wands. Things that are complicated, can you break those things down into easy bite-sized chunks? And this could be good for a million reasons. You could teach people how to do your job better. You could teach people how to do things better in life in general. You could make your own life better by simplifying. But I would definitely be doing that, especially with this Ten of Wands here. Ten of Wands, personally, I like the Ten of Wands because he is about to reach his home. So it's like, yeah, sure, he's burdened, but he's about to have a harvest, and he's about to release those burdens that he's carrying. The Ten of Wands, though, can be a card of needing to simplify. Like, maybe some of those wands don't belong to him. Maybe some of those wands are burdens that belong to other people that he needs to focus on releasing. And so, again, I would look at the burdens you carry and say, like, is this really for me? Or does this garbage belong to someone else? And that's what I would be thinking of with this card. Like, I would really be paying attention, like, who gets what, who earned what, whose burdens you should be carrying and whose you shouldn't be carrying. The answer is you should only be carrying your own burdens, nobody else's. So I would be making sure you're, like, lightening the load at this time. The other thing I'm getting here is Ten of Wands, Ten of Swords, the Six of Cups. it's like you could be making something more complicated than it needs to be as well, whatever this is right here. And it doesn't have to be love with the Six of Cups. It could be anything. But I think I'm not saying something is going to be easy. I have to be very careful because people are like, you said this wasn't going to be easy, blah, blah, blah. And I've never said that, number one. Number two, again, I apparently have to make it clear that yes, in life, believe it or not, you have to lift a finger. You have to make things happen. So there you go. But what I would say is, I think that, again, something is easier than you think. You have the Death card. Again, light at the end of the tunnel, I feel, here. If you're getting an opportunity that's, seems random this week, I would take it, especially if it's, if it seems like a little bit of a shortcut or detour or something. There are no shortcuts in life, but, and again, I'm not so sure that shortcut is the right word, but, is it really a shortcut? Sometimes I think we do get shortcuts, but that we've worked for 20 frickin' years, right? It's sometimes, yes, I think we do discover something that makes life easier that is like a shortcut, but it probably took us a long-ass time to get there. So is it really a shortcut? No, probably not. But again, if you're getting some sort of leap opportunity, it feels like a leap to me, a jump forward, I would take it. You show up here, again, whenever you show up as yourself, puts you in a position of power and strength, allows you to get what you want from the reading, which is great. I also feel that there is, I'm kind of getting some breaks finally. If you've been saying to yourself, I need a freaking break, I feel like some of you could literally just be getting a nice little break this week. And the other thing is I feel like there are nice little breaks that are going to be sprinkled throughout the summer. It's nice little things that, kind of allow you to take a break or maybe allow you to catch your breath for once, right? And I feel that, so I feel good. I also get something about healing now as well. So if you're doing anything to heal or you're trying to heal something, it looks to me like you're getting answers. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Empress. Yes, the Empress doesn't struggle. She just waves that scepter in front of her and the wheat in front of her grows. This is the life you should be trying to create. Now, will life ever be that easy? Hell no. But can you get as close as possible is what the card wants you to do. The Empress says there are better ways to do everything, and you just have to discover those ways to make things happen, right? And, that's what I would focus on. Kind of remind, and maybe you have to start small. Reminds me of this channel. When I started this channel, I was doing everything on my own. Then I started getting employees, which made my life easier. And it's now pretty much the only thing I do really for this channel is record these videos, right? I have people who do, pretty much all the other stuff that needs to be done. And so it's made it easier. Is it easy? No, still takes up a lot of my time. Still is something that I have to invest my time and effort and energy into, right? But it's I've gotten more into my own Empress mode. There you go. So it's how can you do that? How can you lighten the load in your life? And that's what I would do there. With the Death card, here you go. We have the Judgment card twice. You're definitely discovering something. I just get discovery here. We don't really necessarily look at Judgment as discovery because this is your higher self angel. He's calling these people out of these coffins. The coffin represents their old life. Outside the coffin is their new life. But, really, really they are being called into a new life. And, that's kind of what I feel for you is you are being called into a new life, or you're being called into something new. But I feel this is a discovery that you're having. Yes, with the Star, you have the Two Wands. Two Wands is a card of being open to discovery. The Two Wands, he has to leave his comfort zone to experience new things, to see how things are done in the world. And I think you always get this card with me. I'm always saying the same thing, so I'm not going to beat a dead horse. But, I think it would be a good time for you to go have new experiences in life in general. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this card that says, it's time to celebrate. It says, cultivate an era of celebration today. Yeah, I feel like you need to, celebrate something before you have it. It's you need to act as if you've already won something. You have this card, it says, become aware. It says, listen to the wisdom of your body. Yes. I think you definitely need to listen to the wisdom of your body in what your body is telling you. We're in a time of healing. You have the Empress, the Star, the Nine of Pentacles. These are all cards of self-care and really nurturing yourself. I do feel like the better we take care of ourselves, the better things will go, right? So we really need to listen and take care of ourselves and, do extra things to get healthy at this time. Because if we do that, we'll just get the benefits. The other thing is, again, if you've been struggling with your health or anything, and I'm not a doctor, I have no clue what I'm talking about. There's your disclaimer. But if you've been struggling to like lose weight or something and you've been trying, it's definitely popping into my head that things are like going to work easier now. Again, I'm not saying things are going to be perfect, but I think that it's like you can make better progress at this time, and I would take advantage of that energy. It's definitely popping into my head with this card for sure. I would also listen to your body. I always tell you the story. Like years ago, I was working with a person on this channel. They were doing some work for me, and at that time, like I was going live every single day, but I had this like weird thing where I would like gag. Like I felt like gaggy is the best way I can describe it, right? And I didn't realize it, but it was that person. Right? Like I used to talk to them before I would go live, and then I would have this like gaggy thing going on, and I didn't realize like what a toxic person they were. So like when and I didn't realize it actually until I told them that I didn't need their services any longer, and then they showed their true colors, of course, right? And I was like, damn, it was that person that made me feel that way. So it's like sometimes I think our body reacts to people or situations, right, that aren't good for us, and there you go. You in the area of messages from your future self, you have the Nine of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, and the High Priestess. Really good time for you to focus on being independent. I feel like you are very independent, Aquarius. I don't see that as a problem for Aquarius. But just could be something that you're focusing on here. I also think you could be doing things to make yourself even more independent, or to give yourself more freedom of movement or whatever. I have freedom of movement popping into my head as well, which is pretty weird. Like some of you, could be looking to move more freely or something like that, or have the ability to move more freely. Some of you could be getting into like unusual living situations, not like in a bad way. I mean, like in a good way. It's like, maybe you are deciding that you want to live out of an Airbnb for the next year and travel around and like figure out where you belong, right? I don't I like random stuff like that is popping into my head here for you, Aquarius. So if you're thinking about doing that, I think it would be great. It's like, it looks like a good thing to me. I also feel that you are, there's something about like a return to focus coming in for you. If you've been feeling a lack of focus, or if you have been unsure of what not, if you have not had a focus is what I'm trying to say, I feel like there's like a major return to focus. It's like you know what to do in your life, and I feel very good about it in general. You have the Ten of Swords. It's like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people are dealing with this, especially, there's something about this Mercury retrograde. I don't know. Like, I don't know really what it is, but there's something about this Mercury retrograde that I feel is making people just like look at certain things that they've been through and not really like reliving those things, but it's like, it seems to me like the best way I could describe it is to give it a theme, right? I think I said this in one of the readings last week as well, that the theme for this retrograde, I think, is like burying the hatchet, right? I think a lot of people could be making peace with the past, letting things go, making peace with themselves from the past, right? And you don't have to do this like physically with a person. You can just do it in your head, or you can do it through, kind of doing a releasing rituals and things like that. But I think a lot of people are doing that, and I feel pretty good about it if you are like releasing, saying, you know what, I learned what I need to learn from these situations, all situations in life, and now I'm moving forward. You have the High Priestess, definitely a great, very intuitive time. I would be listening to your intuition. Seems to be like a time of downloads. I said to Gemini that we have Uranus and Gemini, and it's like, which is very electric. So the ideas that pop into our head could be like a spark, like a zap, a tower moment, right? Think of the tower. The tower is the lightning bolt hitting the top of the tower, right? And so I think we will all be having a lot of these tower moments, but not in a bad way. These are like good tower moments, where, the whole point of the tower is the crown is coming off of the tower, right? And so it's basically saying that like what we thought to be true, or what we thought to be established, maybe isn't, and maybe there are better things we can do in life, or other directions that we can move in, right? And so we're going to see a lot of this in the world, and also in our own lives. Like, there could be certain, sacred cows, right? I think they call it killing sacred cows, where it's like you have a belief that you have always believed, and then you find out it's not true, right? But again, like I said, these are good things, and I would just be, you don't have to do anything other than look at the spark that pops into your head and just do a little research on it. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Pentacles. I actually feel pretty good about this. I think you're being honest about your earnings. some of you might be saying, you know what? No, I need more money to live the life that I deserve. And I feel like really there's nothing to say other than I feel like you are doing things to make that happen. So again, I feel pretty positive about that. I think you're making the changes to make more money. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Page of Pentacles. This could be like good news coming in for you. I also do feel with the Judgment card that this could be like a person coming in from your past. They could be looking to apologize or something like that. Again, not telling you what to do. You don't have to do anything. But, if you want to forgive and move on, I think that would be fine. I definitely feel it's a bad month to let people come back. I mean, every single person had the devil in the July readings and also the next 3-month readings as well. So it definitely seems like it would be bad for that, but forgiving it would be fine. With the High Priestess, yes, I think you need to trust your lie detector as well here, Aquarius. I think sometimes we know people are lying and we don't trust it, us intuitive people, and then we get burned, right? So, if you have any people in your life that you think are being shady, they probably are. And I just don't doubt yourself is kind of what I'm getting here. The Seven of Swords is also about taking things too seriously. I think you need more playfulness in your life, with these polka dots on your cloak here. The polka dots in the tarot represent needing to be more playful, needing to have more fun, needing to do more things that you enjoy, and I definitely would. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Metamorphosis card. It says, your inner self is being renewed day by day, so new and better ways can come forth. You have this Ultimate Fulfillment card. It says, you are now entering a time of peace, happiness, and emotional fulfillment. Amazing. So definitely a lot more peace, but this is like peace that you're creating. Which I think is going to be a good thing for you. Definitely with the Judgment card, you could be going through a metamorphosis. The Judgment card is a big change. These people, the coffin represents their old life. Outside the coffin is their new life. So they are metamorphosizing into their new life. They are transforming into a new life, and they're being called to do so by their higher self angel. Like I said, there could be a lot of these like zaps, tower moments is what I really feel here. But not bad tower moments, like I said. We're going to see a lot of this stuff, like I said. It just wouldn't surprise me where, we see like crazy stuff in the world where it's like, we think, something, the sky is blue and the ground is green, but maybe really we've been lied to all along. It's the other way around, right? So, a lot of people could be having these wacky ideas. I don't think we have to completely change. We just should look at them and just say, like, I wonder what this idea means for me. You have the Strength card. I feel like you're getting credit in a lot of ways is kind of what's popping into my head. Especially for those of you that have done a lot of work on yourself, like personal growth work, I feel people are starting to notice the growth. And, this could be good for various reasons. Could be good for getting jobs. Could be good for standing out in a job if you're trying to do that as well. So I kind of feel all that type of energy floating around here with the Strength card. And I think it's a good thing. You have the Six of Cups. It's like I really feel like this is a gift from the universe. I'm pretty sure in your July bonus reading that it was all about you getting some sort of like gift from the universe or something that you've been asking for here, Aquarius. So like maybe you just need to accept it. With the Judgment card, you have the Queen of Swords. I said focus. Queen of Swords sees things clearly for the first time. She finally understands what to focus on. And that's what I feel for you. I feel like you finally understand what you need to focus on or what you need to be doing. With the Strength card, you have the Two of Cups. Two of Cups is like a perfect match. So if you want love, definitely could be a perfect match coming in for you. Two of Cups can be you and your higher self, but it can be like a person who's different than your usual type. So if you're looking for love, definitely could be someone who's like different than your usual type here. This could also be, again, you and your higher self, and you have the Judgment card, which is also, you have twice in your reading, which is also your higher self angel. So any communication you're getting in your dreams, your daydreams, I would definitely pay attention. With the Six of Cups, you have the Lovers. Clearly could be the gift of love if you are wanting a love connection. So for those of you that want love, this looks very, very good. Feels a little bit scary to me, though. Like in a good way. It could be like a person who really stands out. Sun, star, empress. Sometimes I think if we attract a person we think is out of our league, it can be a little scary as well. So I don't know, but there you go. You have this ladder. It says climbing towards success. Clearly, we see a lot of good successful cards in this reading, so looks good. You have this forest. It says muddle, unclear thinking, Mercury retrograde until basically all of August. The retrograde goes until August 12th. We're going to be in the shadow until the end of the month practically anyway, so basically the whole month. personally, I don't worry too much about the whole shadow period thing. Again, if we worried about these things, we would never get anything done. Again, people love to come at me and they're like, how could you say that the retrograde is over on the 12th when we're in the shadow and all this other stuff? I'm like, okay, if you're going to be that anal about it and you're going to follow every freaking rule, then I hope you're living in a bomb-proof bubble where there's no oxygen that gets in, because if you followed every single little rule that you're supposed to follow, you wouldn't even live. You would be dead, right? So again, if you want to get specific about it, there you go. But what I would say here is that with the retrograde, yeah, it could be a little bit, things could be unclear. We just have to slow down and clarify things. You have this horse. It says short journey on it. I'm a big fan of travel right now and getting out of your head and going and doing things. We need more experiences, so there you go. You have this bouquet. It says compliments from an admirer. Yes, definitely could be love for those of you that want it. And you have this pin. It says new job or career. Yeah, if you're looking for something new, definitely a lot of new stuff. I mean, death card, judgment is something new. So page of pentacles could be something new coming in. But this looks pretty good here, Aquarius. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.